Hello and welcome to Heavy Metal Rex. My name is Weiss, and today, finally, dyno day number 3. We got a couple of things going on today. As you know, the Perrin intake is on, the Perrin turbo inlet is on, the diverter valve is on. I got the front mount cooler with me. We will actually be putting that on after we do some 93 tunes today. Adam's got the car already on. We let Graham know that we're ready to go. A couple of shout outs today. I want to thank a lot of people for even making this possible. First off, you guys. For even watching the videos, and because you watch them, people like Ecotech are definitely willing to allow me to take some time on their dyno and do all this stuff. So thank you again to you guys for watching. Thank you to Ecotech and Misha for making this possible. Graham for being such a fantastic tuner, and like he's been fantastic at helping build this car and guide me and teach me and even teach you guys, you know, because he's done a lot of tuner talks with us so far. And of course, Perrin. Who is Jeff Perrin, who has been an incredible friend to the channel, allowing me to purchase some discounted parts and also send some really custom, not custom, but like very specific parts that aren't available yet, so I get to bring to you guys. As you can see here, the car is starting to warm up a little bit. We're getting everything going. It still sounds really good, and it's like super sunny, but it's supposed to rain later. Let's get this started, and I'll keep you guys abreast on what's going on. Right now we're going to do 93 stuff and just see how it goes. So as you guys heard, we actually just did a quick run, and very similar to what I got on Virtual Dyno right now. We're at 313 and 361. We didn't really do a whole lot of e-tuning because of the fact that we were going to come back to the dyno anyway, so it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So we'll let Graham know we're going to start from here and just kind of see how far we can go. Here we go. Updated revision from Graham. Let's see what it does. That's pretty good. First revision done. This is the first revision from Graham. 331, 390. You may or may not be able to hear me. Next revision is on. Graham sent the next file. Let's see how far we go. This is still 93. This is the next revision, 330, oh, where's my finger? 336, 388. We're going up. So we pretty much stopped where we're going to stop here. We're making 340 horsepower, which is good. And that's going to be a good baseline. Now we're actually going to get the bumper off, get the front mount on, and I'll probably move the camera so you guys can see at least some of the installation, but this is really isn't going to be a full-on like how-to because of time constraints. So I'm going to go help Adam get the bumper off, and let's get started getting the front mount intercooler off. Just a little time lapse of what we're doing for the lulls. Okay, so. So we realized that recording while installing this was probably not going to work. It was a bit of work because I've actually never done this before. And there were some things that we had to check in with Perrin to make sure they were okay. But overall, it looks like everything is good. Adam was just kind of making sure there's no issues. There were some modifications that needed to be made. Obviously, like I was telling you guys, the windshield tube needs to be moved. No big deal, actually just popped right out. But everything looks like it's okay for now. We really test it once we start getting the tunes going and getting the car running. But right now, Adam, you think it's all right? Everything looks like it's okay?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to go ahead and zip tie the...
Yep. You heard it right. Zip tie. That's where we're at. But hey, if you don't zip tie shit in your car, did you even work on it?
I mean,
that's how it goes.
There are things you have to zip tie sometimes. It is what it is.
But the mount looks great. Everything hooked up just the way, pretty much almost the way that it was described. Of course, again, this is not something that's out right now. And we'll talk about that at a later time because I do have some news on the promo code front. You guys may be able to order some of these things in advance. But right now we're just going to button up a couple of things and then we'll start getting the tuning going again. All right, so everything is on the car. The car is buttoned up. The bumper is back on. I gotta be honest, after all that work, that actually was like a good amount of time. And I definitely suggest that when this comes out, you guys get those instructions, you put aside a few hours, because if you're doing this by yourself, there's two of us doing this, and it took us about 2 hours, 2.5 hours or so. And you definitely want somebody to be with you when you're doing this, just to kind of keep an eye on you or just kind of help out or hold things. So what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna do a run just to make sure everything's okay. It's the same tune since before we took the intercooler off, so nothing has changed. We just want to make sure everything's okay, and then if it is, then we'll let Graham know, and he'll start doing the tune. And we're still on 93. We haven't even really started tuning the car, so this is where the excitement starts. So I'm just gonna kind of walk around and see how this goes. It's a little loud. So basically what Adam did, he just ran it once just to make sure everything's okay. Nothing has changed power-wise, so like you're not, remember this is what we were talking about in my other video where just getting an intercooler or getting a part doesn't mean you're gonna get more power. So as you can see, the green is where we actually put the intercooler on, and as you can see between these numbers, nothing has really changed because there's so much extra piping, the flow is different, the pressure is different. We're gonna need to tune it. Always tune for your parts, guys. Always, always, always tune for your parts. But the car's working. My issue was, you know, when we install stuff, sometimes I worry about how I install things. And I hope that everything is okay. Now there is one thing that's going on with here is I can't get the intake shroud to go back on, so that's gonna require some modifications. I'm gonna see if I can do that myself, or maybe if I can work with Perrin and we can come up with a different solution. But just something to keep in mind. Well, we're gonna keep an eye on those temperatures and see how everything is. Now, of course, without it, I know everybody's gonna talk about heat soak, so we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, I will also tell you, we accidentally broke that. So just gonna get, finally, I think it's time to get a dress-up kit for the engine, so I'm glad that kind of happened. So if that didn't happen, I probably wouldn't have bought it, but now I'm gonna get like nice red interior for the engine bay. So first revision, we're just getting started. 341 horsepower, 402 twerks. Just the beginning. Really, the real game is going to be once we get some ethanol in here. That's really what's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, you can see I got all my ethanol right here. That's where the real fun's going to start. We're going to be doing a E50 blend tonight, or well, today. Hopefully not tonight. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. And then just kind of see how far we go. I'm expecting some big numbers today. So it's so loud. I actually had to step outside to talk. A quick update. So it looks like what we're having is we're actually running into some issues with my J pipe that we put on. Of course, it is Franken pipe. It's not an aftermarket one. We use the factory turbo flange and everything. It looks like, depending on what the results are for ethanol, we just put in E50. It may need to get an aftermarket J pipe. That probably is something I'm going to have to do here in the future. Anyway, ethanol is on the car. We're going to start tuning on that and see what it makes. Fingers crossed, but I have a feeling that J pipe is gonna cause me some issues. So let's see what happens. Like a machine gun. So, discussion time. We're running into a lot of issues. We're not exactly sure what the issues are right now. Graham feels that it's probably the fuel pump because we had two massive dips in fuel pressure. And as you can see, we were on our way and then it just cut out. This happened twice. And so it's not safe to do anything with the car right now. And chances are we're probably going to have to get another fuel pump. Graham is going to continue to look into what's going on. Franken pipe still might be an issue. Franken pipe is probably going to have to be changed. So we're going to head back to Ecotech and start the conversation. Because, I mean, look, I'm not the expert, right? I need Adam to tell me. I need Graham to tell me. I need Misha to tell me. I'm just here with the car and the positive attitude, you know. And it's frustrating. And I'm sure it's frustrating for them as well because, you know, they want to be able to get a car in here and make, like, tons of power to be able to show, like, hey, you know, we did it. And of course, I want that as well so that I can do more really cool racing videos. But sometimes when it comes to research and science, this is the price for being at the forefront sometimes. And I know I'm not like some of the other bigger tuners or the bigger shops out there with like crazy shop cars. You know, it's just me, a guy at home who buys random parts or people send me random parts. We put it on the car and we give it a shot. You know, so I'm not super upset. I'm not frustrated. I'm not worried. I know what it's like, you know, to do research. And that's basically what this is. You know, we didn't really know what it was going to happen. We didn't really know how far the factory fuel pump was going to go. And we still can't actually confirm if it's a factory fuel pump, that's the weird part. You know, there's a lot going on here. And we're just going to go have a conversation about it. And I'll probably update you guys in a little bit. But I think as of right now, we're going to unload the car. Just drive it chill. So definitely no vehicular acceleration testing anytime soon, but I'll keep you guys updated. Hey guys, so I'm using my absolutely terrible front-facing camera on this laptop while editing this. I realized that the clip I wanted to make didn't make it into the camera, and the camera currently is out of commission. I wanted to say that everything where I talk about the fuel pump actually turns out that it's not the fuel pump, so I want you to ignore that for now. The issue is a little bit greater than that. It looks like it was something within the tune. I ended up posting this on Facebook. And JR and Clark Tuning just absolutely shat on me for like an hour until Graham came in and helped correct my mistake and provided the right information. It looks like there's something going on with the injectors. I'm not going to try to explain it because I don't fully know. Once I have the actual information from Graham, I will tell you. So whatever I say in this next bit, wherever I mention the fuel pump, it's not the fuel pump. Apparently, everything is okay with the fuel pump. Thank you, JR and Clark Tuning, for making sure you spanked the shit out of me on the internet. Good job, guys. All right, guys, so I'm back at home. It's about 8:30. It's nighttime. It started raining. It's been a long day, and I am exhausted. My eyes hurt because of my allergies. My head hurts because I skipped lunch. My back hurts because the stupid intercooler is so far back. Anyway, the day did not go as we were all hoping for it to go. We definitely ran into some back pressure issues with the J-pipe. Something that happened last dyno day that we have not corrected yet. Now we know definitively that we need to correct that. That basically means taking the Franken pipe off and just getting it back to Ecotech and reworking it, see how we can make it better. Chances are we'll probably end up cutting its own flange, because right now we use the stock flange off of the stock J pipe, which, you know, maybe we didn't know it was a bad idea. It was just an idea. We tried it. No big deal. We'll change it. Number two, I definitely, and by I mean all of us, we feel that the low pressure fuel pump might be going bad. We've been running a lot of ethanol. Well, I can't say we've been running a lot of ethanol. I think, like, I know for a fact, majority of my race nights, definitely running ethanol. But for the fact that I'm only at 13,000 miles, and I know I've only been tuned for about 6,000 or so, I'm surprised. Actually, everybody's pretty surprised that it was giving us some issues. Basically, it was asking for this amount of fuel, and it was getting this amount of fuel. And that really caused a lot of issues. And towards the end, we actually just stopped tuning because there really wasn't much of a point. So right now the car does have E50 blend in there, but like, I'm not hitting boost. The drive home from Ecotech was very slow. And what's funny, a Focus ST actually rolled up on me and wanted to race, and I had to say no. Can you believe that? I had to say no to a race. I can't even believe it. So I talked to Misha. We talked about what we're going to do. We have a plan of attack. We're going to figure out, you know, we'll start with the fuel pump. 100% needs to be fixed. So I'm going to talk to Graham more about that, see which one he recommends, and we'll take it from there, and then we'll work on the J-pipe. I did talk to him about the transmission. That we're going to put the brakes on that right now, because my transmission right now is fine. I like it. It does what I want it to do, and it responds very well. So we're going to leave it for now. He's got tons of transmissions, so that's really not an issue. And by transmission, I mean the entire STI driveline with a DCCD. Now, Graham is going to be the one who's going to tell me if DCCD is even possible to put in there. That's far in the future, probably like maybe after summer. We did talk about the Brembos, getting Brembos on here. He has tons of used Brembos. We're going to figure out a plan of attack on that, figure out what rotors we're going to use, and that's actually something that's going to go on before my track day for sure, which is, I think, either in June or July. So, because I want better brakes, 100%. And both for the aesthetics of having a bigger brake kit and just having the stopping power is very important right now. So that has moved up in priority. So we're going to hit the fuel pump, we're going to get the J-pipe fixed, and then we're going to get some brakes on the car. Everything else, you know, it's fine. I know it's frustrating. It was frustrating for Graham and Adam and even Misha, because they wanted, you know, they want to see improvements, and I'm frustrated too. But I think at the same time, it's important to remember that what I'm doing is the same as what a lot of the shops are doing, which is they're just testing, they're getting parts, they're trying it out, see where the limits are, and I don't really have a problem with that. You know, if something goes wrong, it's going to suck, but I have a great support system behind me, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful Ecotech allows me to take their dyno for a whole day just to try stuff like this and then not even make any power. You know, I'm thankful to Graham for his knowledge and just really, you know, having our back and trying everything he could think of. Adam as well, you know, they work really great together. Adam is fantastic at Ecotech. Every time I go there, he teaches me something new, and that's actually, like, you can't put a price on knowledge, right? I learn so much every time I go there, especially not just about my car, but just tuning and cars in general, which is incredible. I love that. And of course, to Misha for just, again, allowing me to do what I do. Perrin, of course, you know, Jeff Perrin has sent me so much cool stuff. Like I said, this front mount is like the first one out besides his car, which is really cool. You know, it's a feel-good factor, and it looks fantastic on the car. It really does. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know that Joey cut his little thingies on the bumper. I don't know if I'm going to cut mine. I really don't know what I'm going to do right now. I'm probably going to leave it as is until we can get the car running the way I want. Then I can worry about the rest of the way that it looks. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know you're probably hoping for a lot more, and the thumbnail is going to be really cool intercooler picture, but it's, you know, this is how it is. It is the price you pay for progress. And sometimes progress is 2 steps back before you can take 3 steps forward. And as long as we all maintain a positive attitude and know that it's just a minor setback and we can move forward from this, I think everything's going to be okay. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.